Honestly, sometimes I feel like over half of my job as a dietitian is myth busting. So here are my top 15 common misconceptions when it comes to nutrition. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, Inc. Nutrition, where we are all about mind, body, and food. My name is Jack, Registered Dietitian, and on this channel I am here to help translate the science of nutrition to help you live a happier and healthier life. Okay, we're gonna jump straight in here. We got a lot to get to, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of a rapid fire approach. Myth number 1, fat-free products are healthier. God, this one drives me a little crazy. I think a lot of people see the word fat and think that if they have fat, they will become fat. That is just completely false. The truth is, dietary fat, both unsaturated and saturated, are important for overall organ health, brain health, nerve health, even regulating inflammation. So you absolutely need it. Yeah, you can overdo it, but please do not be afraid of that full fat milk. Also, fat adds a lot of flavor. So fat-free products often have to put in some additives, ones that are not great for us, in order to make up for that loss of flavor. All right, moving on to myth number 2, carbohydrates are the enemy. Honestly, I probably hear this on the daily. Carbs are bad. Yeah, whatever. Okay, maybe some types, like high amounts and excessive sugar and refined carbs and white flour, yeah, you want to limit that probably, no bueno. However, there are some amazing types of carbs that have a lot of fiber and a lot of nutrients, like beans and vegetables and fruits and whole grains, that are very important to have. Good for our gut, good for our energy. So don't be afraid of carbs. Myth number 3, skipping meals will lead to weight loss. Yeah, not always. So it might make sense, right, for some people to look at it logically and say, less meals, less calories, calorie deficit, that could lead to weight loss. Well, it doesn't always work perfectly like that. And if you, over time, restrict calories, you can go into a bit of a starvation mode, and it messes up your metabolism, slows it down quite a bit, and so you start holding on to calories a little bit different. You're not as efficient at burning calories and so forth. So honestly, yeah, listen to your body. If you're not hungry, you don't have to have that meal. But in general, following, I think, a good, consistent pattern of having multiple meals a day is good. Myth number 4, eating protein will lead to muscle gain. That is false, right? Eating protein by itself will only help you gain muscle if you pair it with appropriate weight training, resistance training, so that you can not only repair but rebuild those muscle fibers. Myth number 5, eating late at night will make you gain weight. How many times have you been told to stop eating after 8 p.m., right? I think that's kind of ridiculous. The more important piece is the overall quantity and quality of your food throughout the day. So if you are hungry in the evening, treat yourself, honor your hunger. Ideally, you have something high in fiber and protein and fat rather than, refined carbs. But by no means is that a rule, right, that leads to weight gain. Myth number 6, gluten-free products are healthier. Again, this is false. It may be true, right, if you have celiac disease or non-celiac gluten sensitivity, which overall probably affects less than 10% of the population. But if you can tolerate gluten, which is most people, please enjoy it. Also, there's a lot of gluten-free products, just like the fat-free ones, that have these additives and fillers in them and a lot of salt and sugar that over time is way worse than having, a high quality like sourdough bread, for example. And myth number 7, juicing is a good way to detoxify the body. Wow, I have seen a lot of juice cleansing advertisements, and yeah, it's attractive to try to do something like that, right? 3 days, just juices, it'll clear your whole system out. And I think there actually is an effective way to detoxify the body through nutrition, through anti-inflammatory foods, a lot of antioxidants, but you can definitely overdo it with juice, get a lot of sugar in that way. And if you just have juice for, let's say, a few days, that's probably not going to be best for your blood sugar and a few other reasons. So if you are curious about different ways to detoxify the body, let me know. Myth number 8, saturated fat is always bad. Right, we're often told to limit our intake of red meat and have more lean meats like chicken and turkey and fish. reality is you actually should have a little bit of both. And if you take a deep dive into the research, you actually may be surprised. There's not as much evidence as you may think when it comes to saturated fat causing poor health outcomes. So you can enjoy that steak from time to time. Myth number 9, plant-based milk is better than dairy. So dairy has received a lot of controversy in recent years. And yeah, if you have an intolerance, lactose intolerance, you gotta stay away from it. However, if you can tolerate and you don't notice any like GI symptoms when you have milk or yogurt, then I encourage you to enjoy it. It's one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can have. Now, if you like the flavor of these plant-based milks, like almond milk, oat milk, pistachio milk, cashew milk, coconut milk, then go for it. But if you're choosing that milk strictly for health reasons, maybe think twice. Myth number 10, sugar-free products are superior. It may sound like they are, however, in the long term, if you have too many of these artificial sweeteners, you may not be doing good things for your body, for your health, and for your gut. We're seeing correlations with certain artificial sweeteners and dysbiosis, right? Bad gut problems. Now, in the short term, fine. You know, if you want to kind of have less sugar, I'm okay with that. But if you're to have it every single day in these like diet sugar-free options, I would think about changing it up. It's okay to have the real deal from time to time. Myth number 11, this is a big one. A calorie deficit is the only way to lose weight. So many people get fixated on counting calories because they think that is truly the only way to lose weight, right? And it kind of makes sense logically. I mean, it does. However, the body doesn't always work like that. I'm telling you, it's true. And there's so many other factors that can lead to your weight. We're talking environmental factors like sleep and stress, hormone imbalances, gut health. These are all proven things that directly affect your body weight. So often if you correct some of those, you'll find yourself achieving a healthy body weight. Nutrition is not always black and white, and it is more than just numbers. Myth number 12, avoid fruit because it has sugar. Please don't do that. Fruit is honestly so good for us. Yeah, you can overdo it with especially like tropical fruits because those are naturally higher in sugar, but berries and citrus fruits and apples, these are loaded with fiber and nutrients that will not cause a blood sugar spike like a pastry or a high sugar drink. And so there is definitely a place for fruit in the healthy diet. Myth number 13, egg yolk is bad for you. Honestly, eggs are one of the healthiest foods that I can think of. And yeah, there is a small portion of the population who is genetically predisposed to high cholesterol when they have dietary cholesterol, but for the vast majority, you should be eating those eggs. Myth number 14, milk is more hydrating than water. Now this is a pretty new one that I heard, and I'm a big fan of milk, but I think this is misleading overall. Now technically, the arguments, the claims are kind of valid when it comes to retention of fluid, but let's say an athlete reads this and they think that hydrating with milk is better for like during a game or pre-exercise. That would not be good for the stomach and digestion. And overall, you should for sure still have plenty of water throughout the day. I just don't want people to read that headline and say, oh, I can completely eliminate water now and just have milk because apparently it's more hydrating. That'd be a problem. You don't want to have a gallon of milk a day. I would not recommend that. And the final myth I got for you today is number 15, macronutrient ratios matter more than overall diet quality. Yeah, maybe paying attention to overall carbs, protein, and fat can be helpful in some circumstances. However, if you're trying to just improve overall health, I really think focusing on including just a variety of nutrient-dense, minimally processed food that's high in these vitamins and minerals and other nutrients is even more important. And this kind of goes back to a point I was making earlier, which is to not be too fixated on the numbers. We don't eat numbers, we eat real food. So get a balance of fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, meat, fish, dairy, and you're probably gonna be in good shape. And that is what the dietitian ordered. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you learned some things today. If you want me to talk about any other potential myth or controversial nutrition related topic, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Have a delicious day. And that's what I got for you today. Thanks so much for... And that is what... God. I was recording. Surprised to know that there is actually a little evidence tell you that if you take a deep dive